Hello and a warm welcome to Pulse of Culture. I'm Jastrzębska and today we're going to take a closer look at some of the most striking developments in Polish architecture. In the heart of Warsaw stands one of the most unusual homes in the world. Known as the narrowest house ever built, the Keret House is a space that challenges conventional ideas. Alex Sumlinsky brings us the story.
Do you think that living in a space as narrow as this, where I am standing, is impossible? Well, think again and think Warsaw's Keret House. The story of Warsaw's Keret House is a story of many firsts. Jakub Szczęsny, the visionary behind it, became the first Polish architect to have his work included in the permanent collection of MoMA in New York City. His creation, Keret House, holds the title of the world's narrowest house, measuring 4 feet at its widest point. The house is tucked in between two buildings from different historical eras.
We are dealing here with a process in which we are trying to put together, to glue together two buildings from Polish past, an ex-Jewish tenement house behind me and a military co-op building. The building was supposed to be a glue, but the glue required not just a physical structure of a building, but a human presence.
Keret House isn't just an installation, it's a fully functional space, designed for living and creating. It also occupies a space with deep historical resonance, a section of Warsaw that once belonged to the Nazi German-run Warsaw Ghetto during the Holocaust. For Szczęsny, the project needed a soul, a presence. And so he decided that Israeli writer Edgar Keret, whose family comes from Poland, would be the perfect choice for the human presence to glue together his project.
I live in Israel, but the fact that the Keret House is here, it creates for me some sort of a bridge between my present and my family's past.
Since 2012, the Keret House has been serving as a temporary home for traveling writers. The first guest to stay here was Keret. The art installation is a fully functional space in which one can live as well as create. Although the semi-transparent windowless structure's widest point measures only 4 feet, its naturally lit interior doesn't seem nearly as claustrophobic as one would think.
The kitchenette, it's the size of a New York kitchenette you find in Hong Kong, old school Warsaw apartments. The bathtub, it's actually integrated. If you ever slept in student housing in France, Great Britain, whatever, you will find these there. Sleeping on a mezzanine, lots of us do it or did, and it's always fun. It's like a bunk bed.
Keret House is an example of history, creativity, and architecture, a bridge between countries and people, and provides a space for creativity to flourish.
Over the past decade, Poland's cultural institutions have undergone a remarkable period of growth and renewal. With numerous new buildings opening across the country, these spaces have become important centers for dialogue and creativity. Natalia Komarov reports.
Museums, concert halls. For most architects, these are dream commissions, jobs which allow imagination to run wild. Today, we take you on a tour of the most breathtaking buildings that have reshaped Poland's architectural landscape in the recent years. Our first spot, Poland Museum of the History of Polish Jews. The building resembles the Red Sea parting to let the Jews cross safely to the Promised Land.
Holocaust, po polsku zagłada.
The Holocaust was one of the most tragic events in the history of the world, of Poland, of Polish Jews, and in the history of Jews in general. But in spite of all the pain, we did everything for this museum to be a museum of life, not death.
The building was designed by a Finnish duo of architects, Ladelma and Malamaki, who received multiple awards for their imaginative work. The soft waves of the parted Red Sea continue inside the building. From Warsaw, we go to Toruń, the birthplace of Copernicus. But amid all the history, a very forward-looking culture center has sprouted. Jordanki Cultural Center is the work of Spanish architect Fernando Menis. The devil is in the details. For example, the ceilings of the concert hall can be moved to accommodate the needs of different artists or genres, and the scene can easily be opened to an outdoor audience. Another magnificent concert hall is the Szczecin Philharmonic. The design, by Italian duo Alberto Vega and Fabrizio Barozzi, has received the prestigious Mies van der Rohe Award.
The building is surprising, uncommon. It connects the history of the city with its future.
Inside, state-of-the-art engineering allows for some of the best acoustics in the world. We move to Żory, where a truly one-of-a-kind institution was founded, the Museum of Fire. Designed by local architects Barbara and Oskar Gromczewski, the building resembles flames which come alive in the sunlight. Inside the visionary architecture, there is plenty of knowledge to be found, specifically on the history of fire. And we finish by returning to Warsaw, where the brand new Museum of Modern Art opened in October 2024. The design was created by New York-based Thomas Pfeiffer in collaboration with a local firm, APA Wojciechowski Architects.
We wanted this building to be a strong work of architecture that had a sense of permanence. So we're obsessed with daylight, the daylight of Warsaw. That
obsession shows. Indeed, plenty of soft, natural light floods the gallery. And from the outside, the museum remains in dialogue with its surroundings, both standing out and fading into the busy city center. This is what great architecture should do. Create buildings which coexist smoothly with their surroundings, while simultaneously forcing one to stop in their tracks and engage.
Following the ruin of World War II, in which nearly 90% of Warsaw's buildings were destroyed, the city's reconstruction stands as one of Europe's most significant architectural achievements. Aisha Abachi reflects on how Warsaw rose from the rubble to become the city it is today.
Our story begins right here, in a pre-war tram right here at the Teatr Kamienica. And let me show you why I chose this spot to tell you the story of Warsaw, the Phoenix City.
We are actually looking at Warsaw just before the Second World War started. So it's from 1939, and what you can see is the area of Śródmieścia, how it looked just before the war. As you know, almost everything here was destroyed. Cukiernia Franciszka Tabaczyńskiego. It was a very popular place before war. Everything is based on photographies, aircraft photographies, maps, catalogs, old books.
So only the buildings that are lit right now have survived the war, and all the rest has been destroyed.
Precisely, yes.
Now sit tight. Historian Jan Darasz will take us through Warsaw's new Old Town.
80% of the buildings in the Old Town itself were either gutted by fire or shell fire or bombardment. The Royal Castle itself was deliberately blown up. Almost 99% of what we see wasn't here in 1944. When the Germans left, they burnt much of the city. They looted it first, burnt the rest, and dynamited important buildings like the Royal Castle. Warsawians came back, returned, started to rebuild their cities. It's like the whole of Warsaw. It's a new old town. These are new old walls.
Here we are, a fascinating architectural tale. Warsaw, a city that rose from the ashes just like a phoenix. I'm Aisha Abachi, reporting for TVP World.
Spring has arrived in Warsaw, and with it comes a renewed focus on the city's green transformation. Nature is taking center stage in the capital's ongoing environmental efforts. Karolina Szapland explores how Warsaw is going green.
We are are in Warsaw, a city long known for its extraordinary post-war reconstruction, but not necessarily for its green credentials. That, however, is quickly changing, because across the city, architects are rethinking what a modern Polish city should look and feel like. And that, you might be surprised, it's much greener than you expect. This is Pole Mokotowskie Park, a green space that's beloved by pensioners, parents with prams and students alike. Perhaps lesser known to tourists, but this space is at the heart of Warsaw's Mokotów district. This large urban park has recently undergone a radical transformation. Let's hear from architect Paweł Grodzicki of WXCA, who helped lead this redesign.
Podstawowym założeniem była naturalizacja tego.
The main concept behind this project was the rewilding of the pond. Originally, it was just a concrete basin, not very welcoming to people or nature. Now, the water here naturally filters itself, thanks to the bog filtration system that you can see behind us. A large amount of the material excavated from the pond's bottom was used to shape the surrounding hills.
Just a few kilometers away, Chmielna Street offers another take on Warsaw green rethink. And we're joined by Jakub Dybalski to tell us more about this finished project.
Well, we are in the middle of the very green area, newly green area. We started right there in a 5-corner square when 2 or 3 years ago we planted 22 trees. Now we are on the Chmielna Street, which are going through the 5-corner square. There is 80 newly planted trees, and it's just the beginning of the green metamorphosis on all this area in the center of Warsaw.
And then there is the central square. Once known as the Parade Square, this place for 70 years was covered and dominated by concrete, but that is changing fast. As of April 22nd, a total of 102 trees have been planted here. Oaks, elms, magnolias, ginkgos, Japanese pagoda trees, bird cherries and many more. Together, these species are set to transform the area into a true urban oasis. These projects prove that Warsaw Green Urban Revolution is firmly underway. For a city that's renowned for its ability to reinvent itself through its buildings, it's now the people and the nature that's taking center stage. For TVP World, I'm Karolina Szapland.
And now it's time for the latest updates from the world of culture. For starters, let's turn our attention to Lublin, where an extraordinary exhibition opens today, highlighting the exceptional talents of some of Poland's finest female painters. The museum has dedicated years to curating this exhibition, bringing together artworks from both public and private collections across Poland, Luxembourg and France. Artworks from remarkable female artists from the late 19th and early 20th centuries, such as Zofia Stryjeńska, Mela Muter and Anna Bilińska, are showcased here. Today, the female perspective is celebrated and admired, making it hard to fathom that at the end of the 19th century, Olga Boznańska was denied entry to the Academy of Fine Arts in Munich, and female painters were not taken seriously. Thankfully, those times are over. The exhibition will remain open until October. Meanwhile, the Royal Castle in Kraków has opened its first ever exhibition of contemporary works of art, featuring pioneering artist Łukasz Stokłosa. In his work, Stokłosa offers a unique perspective on themes of monarchy, time, and the passage of existence. His paintings seamlessly integrate with the castle's interiors, drawing inspiration from the insignia and coronation garments of past monarchs. The graduate of the Academy of Fine Arts in Kraków, Stokłosa has had his works showcased not only in Poland, but also in the United States, the United Kingdom, and Belgium. The exhibition will be open to the public until the end of June. Well, now, the 31st Bydgoszcz Opera Festival promises an exciting array of performances, including opera, musicals, classical ballet, and hip-hop. This year's festival offers a unique opportunity to experience exceptional and seldom-seen operatic works. The lineup features 7 performances representing Poland, Bulgaria, France, and Ukraine. The National Opera in Sofia will showcase Elektra, while audiences can also enjoy Vertical, a captivating production centered around dancing at great heights. The festival highlights the richness and vibrancy of contemporary opera and ballet. And with this, we conclude this episode of Pulse of Culture. Thank you for watching, and please stay tuned for more.